Hello everybody, my name is John Browett. I'm the General Manager of the CCLink Partner Association in Europe, and I have a presentation for you today which shows how CCLink and CCLink IE can expand your market in Asia, and will also give you some of the key points about the technology. First of all, we're going to start talking a little bit about the networks themselves and what is the key points behind CCLink IE and CCLink. Then we're going to talk a little bit about who the CCLink Partner Association is. We're going to give you an overview of the cooperation we've formed with various third-party organizations, and then we will talk about our Gateway to Asia program. So let's start with an overview of what CCLink IE and CCLink are. They are a globally accepted open network technology that's been used worldwide. It started from a base in Asia, but now we are seeing widespread acceptance of the technology all over the world. Currently, we have approximately 17 million devices installed, and there are about 1,500 products available from over 300 different manufacturers. So there's a very wide base of support in the automation vendor community. And also this shows that when you are developing an application, there's a wide variety of different products available to use in your application. There's both industrial Ethernet, the CCLink IE, and also Fieldbus versions available, CCLink. And furthermore, we have a 15-year pedigree of applications behind us now. The technology CCLink Fieldbus was first introduced in the year 2000 and has been growing steadily ever since. So why are CCLink IE and CCLink important? If you look at the world's automation markets, you'll see that there are three key regions. You have the Americas, you have Europe, and you have Asia. Obviously, in Europe and the Americas, there are other networks available which are very strong in those markets. For example, in Europe, you've probably seen and heard a lot about Profinet. In the Americas, you're probably also very familiar with Ethernet IP. But that leaves the Asian market. And if you're looking to do any business in the Asian market, pretty much anywhere from, say, India to Japan, then you need to be considering CCLink IE and CCLink. These are the key network technologies you need for machinery and plant in the Asian markets. So let's take a little look about what kind of industries are using our networks. The first one is the automotive industry. The automotive industry, especially in Asia, is a very heavy user of CCLink and CCLink IE. You'll see here on the slide that there's various different companies, especially with the Asian automotives, who are very heavy users of both technologies. And also this spreads into the tier one supplier community. You'll see that, for example, with tire makers, there's a very strong support for the technology in that community too. But the key point here is that although some of these companies are based in Asia, as you probably know, that they have further bases all over the world. So, for example, here in Europe, you see a lot of Japanese automotives and elsewhere in the world. So what this means is not only are there good opportunities for using the technology in the Asian market, but as these companies have taken their manufacturing overseas, they've taken CCLink and CCLink IE with them. So therefore, this means that it's not just a technology for Asia anymore. It's also being used globally. And so therefore, the opportunities are available almost no matter where you operate. Another industry where we're also very strong is in the consumer electronics industry, particularly with flat panel display manufacturing. We have a pretty strong presence in that industry to the point where almost any given screen you look at is probably manufactured on a production line which is probably using CCLink IE. Although you may think, well, that's a mostly Asian-based industry, it's important to remember that that industry is using machinery that's manufactured by companies all over the world. So therefore, even outside of Asia, you'll find that there are machine builders and OEMs who are supplying into that industry. So therefore, the opportunities are not just in Asia. So that gives you a little bit of the commercial background. Let's now talk about some of the technology itself. So what you can see here in the diagram is that we have a standard hierarchy of networks available. We have something called CCLink IE Control, which is a network used to link, say, controller level products together. So this would be something which you would use, for example, to link together the controllers in different manufacturing cells on a production line maybe. And then at the field level, we have CCLink IE field, and that provides the link between the controllers themselves and the field devices. So this would be your I/O, your drives, your servos, and so on. But the key point here is that no matter whether you're using CCLink IE control or CCLink IE field, they both operate at 1 gigabit. And that is the key differentiating factor about CCLink IE in general. It's the only open industrial Ethernet today which operates at a speed of 1 gigabit. So therefore it offers unique productivity and performance advantages over any other network that's available today using industrial Ethernet. Here you see a diagram which gives you this in a little bit more detail. What you see here is, as we said, you have a CCLink IE control network which is linking together different cells, for example, on a manufacturing line. So you have different controllers there all networked together at 1 gigabit using CCLink IE control. And then from those controllers, you can also see that you've got various different field devices available which are connected from the controller to the field devices using the gigabit Ethernet. So as we just said, the key point here is that no matter whether you're looking at the control level or the field level, the speed of operation is still 1 gigabit. Another key point here is that you can do multiple different types of control on the same cable. So as you can see here, we have motion control, we have safety control, we have normal I/O control, and so on. And these are all being handled on the same network with the same cable. So other topics such as energy management can also be handled this way. So in the end, the total cost of ownership is low because instead of having to have multiple networks, multiple maintenance, and multiple installations, it can all be handled by one network with CCLink IE. So here you see some key features and benefits of the network. So for example, we've talked about the gigabit bandwidth, which is of course unique today. We have a lot of fault-tolerant features built into the network, such as the ability to take over control from one controller to another if there's an interruption in control by the main controller. We can operate what we call cyclic and transient communication together at the same time. Some people might know that as synchronous and asynchronous communication. But the point is that you can do alarms, maintenance information, and other things which are not scheduled, and you can run those at the same time as normal scheduled I/O updates and so on, and the two types of traffic will not interfere with each other on the network. So what this means is you can continue to have normal process data operating, but at the same time, if you suddenly get a lot of alarms or other data coming on the network, you won't interfere with the performance of the actual process under control. So this is one of the benefits of gigabit. It actually allows you to run both of these processes together, and we have sufficient bandwidth for them not to interfere with each other. The communication model for how this all works is also very simple. There's just a shared memory between all the different devices on the network, such that if you change a value in the controller's memory, then you automatically update that in the field devices and vice versa. So there's really not any significant degree of programming required to make a network function. Most of the basic network communication functions are actually built into the network itself. And then finally, because we're based on Ethernet, there's a very flexible topology available. You can do line, which doesn't need switches. You can just daisy chain devices together. You can do a star configuration. You can do a ring configuration. And you can also mix and match different types of configuration together to suit your machinery architecture. So it gives you a lot of flexibility with the way things are mapped out. But really, the final point we want to leave you with as far as CCLink IE is concerned is that, as we said, it's the only gigabit Ethernet available today. And why this is becoming more and more important as we go into the future is that, as many of you probably know, we have Industry 4.0 is a very hot topic in industry right now. And Industry 4.0 is heavily dependent on being able to share information from one device to another and from many devices over any kind of distance. The ability to be able to share information between many different parts of a plant, many different devices in real time is a key requirement that Industry 4.0 depends upon. Because we have the gigabit bandwidth, we feel we're in a very strong position to support these kind of activities and offer good solutions to companies who are looking for the best kind of solution for an Industry 4.0 type of application. So we feel that CCLink IE is probably your leading choice when you're coming to select a network for your Industry 4.0 application. So let's go back and talk a little bit also about the Fieldbus version. CCLink was our original technology, and that's become a very mature and a very established technology. It's an RS-485 Fieldbus. It runs at 10 megabits per second and allows you to have a bus length of up to 1,200 meters. So it's very fault tolerant, very dependable, and gives you a lot of ability to connect many different devices together, operating at high performance. Again, a quick look through some of the key features and benefits for CCLink shows that one of our key strengths there is that it's very noise immune. One of the key topics for certifying a device on CCLink or CCLink IE is to make sure there's a high degree of noise immunity. So this means it's a very good choice for example, applications where there's a lot of welding and so on going on. In common with CCLink IE, we also have the ability to have what we call a floating master, which means this is the ability to have control pass from one station to another in case of problems. So the key point there is this means it doesn't take the network down, the network continues to function, and performance and production is maintained even in the face of problems. There's also various different abilities to be able to take stations offline and put them back online without affecting the rest of the network, so everything else continues to operate. And as well as having the 1,200 meter bus length, you can actually extend that up to 13 kilometers. So there's, again, for applications which require a lot of distance, you can do that very easily. There's a very fast response time there too. You can typically update a whole network of about 64 stations very quickly in a handful of milliseconds. So let's talk a little bit about how you can actually make a device for CCLink IE or CCLink. For CCLink IE, currently we have solutions available from HMS, Mitsubishi Electric, and also Renesas. So as you can see here, there's several different technologies available to support companies who are looking to build devices using CCLink IE. The key point here is that companies also support many of the other networks in the market, such as Profinet, for example. So what this means is if you are already using one of these companies to build your network interface into your product today, chances are you can also add CCLink IE or CCLink into it using the technology platform you already have. When it comes to the CCLink Fieldbus, again, we have a selection of different solutions available. Hilscher's NetX technology is a good choice for CCLink Fieldbus. Again, HMS also offers a solution, and again, Mitsubishi Electric also offers a way to do it. So there's a number of different solutions there. As we go forward, the amount of opportunities available to build a product using different platforms will increase. Another key thing to consider for development is our seamless message protocol, the SLMP. And what this is a way to develop support for CCLink IE without actually having to do any hardware development. So what this means is if you have a product which is already Ethernet compatible and has the Ethernet physical layer connectivity built into it, then what you can do is you can implement CCLink IE by just adding the SLMP protocol to your product. And then the device can communicate with the rest of the network even if it doesn't support the gigabit physical layer. So this opens up a tremendous amount of opportunities for almost any kind of Ethernet-enabled product to communicate with CCLink IE. It's a very flexible technology and offers a good first step to companies who want to get involved without necessarily having to do hardware modifications on their product. The other key part of development is conformance testing. One of the key points for using a CCLink IE or CCLink product in any production environment is knowing that it's going to work properly and it's going to be reliable. And that's exactly what conformance testing is intended to prove. Basically, you submit a product to the CLPA, we do a conformance test, and then you have a certification at the end of it from us, which proves that your product will function as intended and is going to cause no problems on a network. And basically, in the end, you have guaranteed compatibility. The other key point is that we have conformance test centers all over the world. So no matter where you're operating, whether it's Europe, Asia, the Americas, or so on, the chances are we have a conformance test center that's near to you. So therefore, we can offer you local testing, probably in your own time zone and probably in your own language. So this makes things much more convenient for development activities. As you can see here, we already meet a wide variety of different global standards depending on where you're operating and what kind of industries you're working in. So chances are CCLink IE and CCLink have already met these certification requirements for what you're doing. So that gave you a bit of an overview about the commercial background and the technology background. Now let's talk a little bit about who the CCLink Partner Association actually is, who we are as an organization. So as you can see here on the map, we are a global organization. We have our headquarters in Nagoya in Japan, and from there we have a network of offices and locations pretty much all across the world where we carry out local activities to promote and develop CCLink and CCLink IE in global markets. As you can see here, the dots indicate where there is a conformance test center and a regional office. So this is important for people considering development. So the key point is pretty much almost wherever where you're operating in the world, we have an office that's fairly close to where you are, and we can work with you in that area to promote your products, to help you get products developed, and so on. The actual structure of the CLPA is shown here. As you can see, the key point here is who are on our board of directors. And at the moment, we have 9 different companies who are actually the companies who decide the strategic direction of the CLPA. And you can also see here that although we are very strong in Asia, and we started out from Asia, about half of our board membership are actually not companies from Asia. As you can see here, there's a variety of companies from other parts of the world, such as Europe and the United States, as well as Asia. So I think this also is a testament to our global acceptance of how CCLink IE and CCLink are being spread globally now. Another key point is, in the last year or so, the CLPA has reached out to some of the other organizations in our industry. We recently started a cooperation with PI, Profibus and Profinet International, and this is working on developing a specification to make CCLink IE and Profinet interoperable, such as companies who are now seeking to merge systems that have both CCLink IE and Profinet in them will be able to do this very seamlessly without having to do a lot of engineering activity in the future. We recently just announced a cooperation with the OPC Foundation. As probably some of you will know, OPC UA is becoming a very key technology for companies who are looking at implementing Industry 4.0 solutions. By working with the OPC Foundation, we expect that OPC UA will also work seamlessly with CCLink IE to provide the necessary communication tools and abilities to make sure that the information that's flowing on CCLink IE networks can be shared with other parts of the enterprise and into the cloud and so on. Another key benefit of working with CLPA is the Gateway to Asia program. The Gateway to Asia program has been running for about 2 years now, and so far we have got about 20 different key European automation vendors working with us. And really what this is all about is helping our partners to be successful in the Asian market. What happens is a company joins the CLPA, they develop a CCLink IE or CCLink product of some form, and then we conformance test it, and at that point, after it's passed, we work with them to promote the products into Asia in a wide variety of different ways. CLPA is continuously working globally to promote our technologies in many different ways, in many different markets. And in the Asian market, we have a wide variety of different promotional activities continuing all the time. So for example, We can help you promote your products via fairs, via advertising, via webinars, all kinds of different activities going on where you have the opportunity to put your product in front of the market using us as your vehicle. So therefore, what this means in the end is by becoming a regular member of the CLPA, you get this opportunity available at no additional cost, all included in your normal membership fee. We hope you learned a little bit more about CCLink IE, CCLink and the CLPA, and now it just remains for you to get in touch and see how we can help you. Thank you.